There we go. That's better. Okay, first of all, crucify me. For those of you who didn't know, I love soda. I also like running and making YouTube videos. What's up, guys? I'm Spencer. Welcome back to another video. This is the second video I've filmed here on my back patio, and it's like one of those porch talks, I guess you could say, patio talks, something like that. But a couple of things I wanted to get to in this video at least. Regarding the last video that you guys saw, the Sub 15 trailer, I had a lot of fun making that. Hopefully that those of you that saw it really enjoyed the video. I thought the video was super sick, and it took me a while to make that video. It's been a while since I've done something that creatively and have been able to come through on it. It took me a while to finish, actually. It took me something like 2.5, 3 hours to work on, and just to see it turn out the way it did was pretty cool. However, if you haven't seen the Sub 15 trailer yet, I will leave a card to that somewhere on the top of the screen here. It's a pretty cool video. It's not that long, it's about 2 minutes. So it's a pretty cool video for you to go watch after this one. So if you have watched the Sub 15 trailer, I do appreciate it. If you left a like or a comment, again, I really appreciate it. I see all those. But yeah, let's get back to the topic at hand. And as I mentioned earlier, I have one race left on the summer schedule, and I'm not going to spoil the results of the first two because those will be put into the Sub 15 full movie that I'm working on currently. And I'm just waiting on results from 2 more races, essentially. One being the Guardian Mile, and the second being Andre's 5K. And he was so close in the first one. I'm just hoping that he can pull it off this time around, and I have something cool to leave the movie with. But he's there. We're all pretty close, I would say. But yeah, you'll see those as like an epilogue to the movie, like one of those postscripts that you would see at the end of a based on a true story type movie. But back to the topic at hand, being the last race on the schedule, the Guardian Mile. I went and I drove the course for the first time today, and it goes up until about a half a mile, which that's the typical layout of the course, starting at Market Square. You go over the Hope Memorial Bridge, you start in Ohio City, and you end in the Gateway District out in front of the Cleveland Fire Museum and Progressive Field, which is going to be pretty neat. It's a straightaway course, so you can't see the finish until you hit the half mile to go, which is the peak of the course. And you just descend about 100 feet from what I was told over the last half mile. And I'm going to leave the grade to that right here. So that's a pretty steep gradient, which is going to be crazy. And that means the second half of the race is going to be really fast. And I'm just going to kind of stick to what I've been doing all summer in terms of race strategy, and that's just going out super aggressive and seeing if I can hang on because how else am I going to learn to run these paces if I don't go out aggressive and at least learn to hang on and just get used to being really, really uncomfortable. As my problem is, during the middle parts of the race, I just settle in and kind of go right along, and that's how I lose a lot of my time, is just kind of settling in the middle of the race, and I just have to keep the hammer going. And that's something I felt like I did a little bit better in my second 5K than I did in my first, but there's a pretty negligible difference between the two. Both times I went out pretty hard too. I went out pretty much dead on. But I'll talk more about that in the sub 15 movie, which I will give you a release date sometime in the near future. But as for the Guardian Mile, I know I have the strength to finish the distance. It's just going out there and just trying to hang on. And that's going to be the tough part, because I know that middle 400, that third 400, where I reach the peak point of the course and start the descent down, is going to be a really, really difficult part of the race, because I'm going to be already in the hurt locker because of how the race starts. It starts out with a slight uphill to the half mile, and if I go out on 440 pace, if I go out on PR pace, it's going to be hurting. So, and I've also done workouts where I've started at almost PR mile pace, and it's felt pretty close to tempo. So it's just going and trying to hang on for that middle 400, because anyone can finish the last 400 of a mile and finish it with a flurry. It's just hanging on in the third lap that is going to be the key for me, because that's always been the key for me, is I settle in during that middle portion of the race, and you know, that's where I lose a lot of my time. So I'm excited. Like I said, I drove the course for the first time today, and I'm probably going to run it at least a little bit at some point, because the race starts in a pretty good area of Ohio City. There's the West Side Market, there's St. Ignatius, literally 2 blocks away, and I could just run through the St. Ignatius campus, which is pretty nice, by the way. It's one of those college prep high schools that's in the area, so it's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited. That's all I really got to talk about so far. Again, thank you for watching the video. Thanks to those of you who watched the sub 15 trailer. I'll have another one out soon, hopefully, with updated footage, I would suppose, because I do have some dated footage, and that footage, you know, it is what it is. It's working with what I got. I wish I could have shot a little more for the sub 15 movie, but being the producer and also being a star, I'm just going to use that in air quotes, just trying to run these races and be filming the races and getting all the footage that I'd like to have just wasn't possible. But you know, it's still going to make for a pretty good film, because there's a lot of footage that I have gotten so far, and a couple people I'd like to thank in terms of who have helped me shoot this. They've been my 2 summer training partners, Andre Bolam-Gabo and Austin Nur. I want to thank you guys a ton for just helping me shoot that. Austin, for you jumping on your bike on your off day to get all that footage of me and Andre. A lot of that was used in the trailer, so I want to thank you for that, brother. That was really cool. There's going to be a lot more footage that you shot from that day specifically that's going to be in there. It's going to be a pretty cool movie. The concept, if you haven't grasped it so far, is going to be a Breaking 2 style like documentary. I'll also leave a card to Breaking 2 on the top of the screen somewhere. But yeah, that's all I got to say for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you're new, the red button to subscribe is down below. All my social media will be popping up somewhere on the sides of the screen. And other than that, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And I'll be talking to you pretty soon. Probably another porch talk, something of this caliber. Like I said, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Deuces!